Somebody out here was cooking with a Lightsworn pile, and this is going to be quite the regional for you. Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. This is awesome. I was waiting to see a regional out here where somebody would be cooking up some interesting ideas, and actually I am not disappointed. So for this regional, we have two Yubel variations in the top cut. Hey, it's nowhere near as oppressive that it's been in, last format, but Yubel is still the deck that you have to be prepared to beat this metagame. We also have Tenpai now, unlike the last few regionals out here. This one did not have Tenpai winning it. Actually, Yubel won this regional, which is a completely different story than we've seen across the rest of the US, but okay. Memento firing back out here. Memento has been a very scary deck this format. The Memento combo lines, people are just not prepared for. Alright, the fact that this deck is able to do some very scary stuff while Yu-Gi-Oh! Players just kind of stare at it and go, huh? Like, is that how that works? Yes. We also had a Snake Eyes deck. Now remember, Snake Eyes, not exactly in the greatest shape in comparison to where it's been in the past. The deck definitely got hit a lot harder with the last list than I think it was initially expecting to, and the deck is in a very fragile state right now. White Forest toys. Now this is kind of cute. I like the fact that we are seeing the White Forest stuff seeing play with the Toy Box engine, or you play with Runic. You have two different variations of ideas that you can mess around with this stuff, and that's a cool thing. And then we have what is referred to as the Lightsworn pile, which it's literally Lightsworn, Thunder Dragon, Horus. You get the idea here, right? Grass is running around, so 60 card variants are kind of looking to try out some of these cool ideas. It's refreshing to see, players testing out the ideas of these very cool decks and seeing what they can actually have work out. Let's pass on over to those deck lists. Starting things off here, we have our first place Yubel list. Yes, full Fiendsmith combo in here. Why would you not be playing Fiendsmith in this deck, right? Like, the Fiendsmith stuff ensures that you're going to have that nice little consistency that you need. We are doing two Phantoms. I think that this is going to be the norm kind of going forward here. People like Phantom. Phantom does put people in a little bit, I would say, different of a position out here. Also, splashability. I really wish that more people would try out the splashable engine. It's so good. Yeah, you're still going for the whole Desiree thing. I mean, hey, Wave King Kaiser, sure. Actually, no, this build, dun. There is no Desiree in here. I have been so used to being Desiree this format. You're just setting up the Wave King Kaiser. You know what? That's fair, actually. Understandable. Honestly, the Wave King Kaiser just being the rank 6 for you to set up, it's not like you don't have two alternate lines of play here for things that, you can set up and terrorize your opponent. So good stuff for our first place list. Our second place list here. Okay, still doing the two spirits. They're on triple Droll right now. Interesting to see that Droll is kind of bouncing around in the format again. I definitely have not seen this as a mainstay, but, hand traps have become a little bit less impactful this format. They're still incredibly strong, but Ashing the Engraver cuts them off of like 50% of their engine, so it just helps out. Triple Phantom. This duelist wanted to make sure they had as much protection as actually possible. Also, the fact that, the Phantom does work as a recycling method to stick things back into your deck so you can combo extend with them again is very important. See, this is what I was talking about. I'm so used to seeing Desiree here. 6 fusions, by the way, in a Yubel deck. Times have gratefully changed out here as you're seeing all of the cool ideas and things kind of come together. Well, I'm not surprised to see Yubel locking down first and second place, but what we care about here is in the later half of this event for Top Cut. But we have Tenpai to start. Triple Crossout Designator. Are you a threat? I mean, sometimes, sure. Are you a threat? No. Do we care about you? No, not really. Interesting. I do see that we are playing Kawaki Maradrago still as the one-of. When you go into the spheres, do the bounce, deploy this thing on the field, have your opponent stare at you in absolute disgust, going, what am I supposed to do about this? And the answer is nothing. We do care about this card, though. This card does hurt a little bit. And, hey, we're back on the triple Heatwave. I love seeing Heatwave. be this stupid inconveniencing card out here in all of these games. Like, trust me, Tenpai's not the only one that's been testing this out. We've seen some incredibly broken ideas with this. I also do see, we have 2 dark holes for board cleanup. IL9. Okay. Outside of that, I mean, this looks like an incredibly standard Tenpai list. Like, take it for what it is. All right, next up here, we have our Memento list. First of all, we are, in fact, doing the Fiendsmith combo in here. I think, for the most part, you look to play the Fiendsmith combo as this incredibly strong package to punish your opponent. Now, see that we're playing the Apophis of the Swamp Deity in here in combination with the Cranium Burst. I'm going to be honest with you. Some days I look at Cranium Burst. I still would rather have the Fracture Dance, but to the people that can actually get the Cranium Burst set up and actually have this be a card that can help you out and win games with it, sure. Then it becomes worth it. But I'm a little bit hit or miss on this thing some days, and I think a lot of people can kind of understand why. Also, Pi Metaltronus, I'm really happy to see Metaltronus actually getting some insanely good playtime out here. Like, this card is actually incredibly strong for what it actually brings to the table for these decks. A lot more people have been realizing, Metaltronus is a really good card. Alright, we have our Runic list. I'm not gonna lie, this is the strangest Runic list I've seen in a very long time. I don't know why. Maybe they didn't have an extra copy of the good card. I'd want 3 border, but, instead we're playing a Drone Lockbird for some reason. We're also playing 2 Morganite. That's, I guess, understandably so, but you're also playing triple Messenger apiece, 2 Synchro Zone. Like, that's a lot to really be trying to push out here, and I don't like that at all. But I guess their logic is, we're using the punishments to try to, control our opponent so that we can do things. Also, we're playing Lava Golem over the Sphere Mode. This is dangerous. I think right now Sphere Mode is the better call, just because most people are ending on 3 monsters. But this is interesting to see that, also Fire King is kind of returning back to the meta, so I'm not a super big fan of that play. Alright, we also have our Snake Eyes list. Man, no Fire King at all in here. And the fact they're playing triple Dark Ruler in here. Like, this deck has been reduced to shambles out here pre-Azamina. Like, it's almost laughable watching this deck try to struggle and find a way to kind of climb up into the meta. I see we're doing double Super Poly. We're doing a sub version in here as well. And we're also playing the Starling Stare, the Startling Stare of the Snake Eyes. That's kind of cute. Also, we're down to 2 Bonfire. Also a Kurikara, like, this duelist, I don't know if they just didn't know what to do with this. I mean, you got two Underworld Goddess in here. You have 2 Promethean Princess. There are a lot of things in this list that feel a little bit out of place, in my opinion. And that's fine, Deck building success is what it is. You just got to decide, what's going to be the most optimized ratios. It looks like this worked out for them. Our 60 card pile. And I love this. First of all, any build that can play Archlord Christia is always going to be a banger, in my opinion. You have the full Lightsworn package in here to facilitate the extra milling, the Thunder Dragon stuff to set up those extremely large boards for you. Of course, this is the real MVP here. You're playing the Thrust to toggle into the grass, so your opponent is forced to kind of, take some bait on a actual activation. I see we are playing Rise to full height. So the thing that got me down here was this extra deck only has 14 cards in it. I don't know if they just didn't have access to the extra Colossus or what, but that's a very important thing, that you could very easily slot in another card out here and actually have some cool success with this. Like, pile decks like this are always going to be a super exciting thing that players are going to enjoy. So good stuff to seeing this one do well. And our last list here is our toy box. Yes, with 3 of each of them. I'm glad to see, Stellar actually seeing play, unlike a set who's been running the Runic version this whole time. Of course, the Toy Soldiers and the Toy Tank and the Triple Toy Box. I think that these ratios are fine. Though earlier builds were doing 2 Toy Soldier, 1 Toy Tank. Soldier's infinitely the better card. I see, of course, you are doing the reframing with the 1 Azaroon. I see we do have another open slot down here with these lists. Man, these duelists just either didn't have access to the last card that that they wanted, or, you know, they're just maybe, yeah, it has to be that, right? Because there's no reason for you not to fill out these lists. Well, that's it. There's nothing else really to say about this. It's standard White Forest standard White Forest combo. You have the Bysteel sighted, some Floodgate interactions, and you just laugh at your opponent all the way to the bank. Seems good to me. So that's your breakdown for this regional. Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think, and I will see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.